Raynalon here. Today's another build showcase. This time is Octavia. So let us immediately start. Starting with her mods, I'm using enemy radar for highlighting enemies on the minimap. Prime sure-footed for knockback immunity. Narrow-minded and prime continuity for ability duration. Blind rage and transient fortitude for ability strength. And I'm also using Argo reach. Stretch and overextended for ability range. And prime flow for the maximum energy. I have a lot of energy. For the arcanes, I'm using molt augmented, so when I kill stuff, I get more ability strength and molt efficiency. So when your shield didn't take damage at all, you get stacking ability duration up to 36%. And this is very simple to have this always at max on Octavia, and I will explain to you very soon. For the stats, she's very good duration, negative efficiency, pretty solid range, and pretty solid strength. So overall, it's very good. These are the mods, these are the arcanes, and these are the stats. So let's talk about her abilities. Starting with her first ability. So pretty much how it works is when you use the ability, and while that ability is active, you get energy regeneration for you and your entire team. It's very good. Her first ability, Mallet, is a stationary turret. When enemies shoot at the turret, they will increase the damage on it to be multiplied infinitely. So it will do a lot of damage and kill enemies in seconds. So, and not only that, it's a very good crowd control ability. What it does, it also stops enemies from shooting you and gonna start shooting the turret instead. And it's kind of very powerful for doing a very easy crowd control and doing a lot of infinite stacking damage. So yeah. For her second ability, I removed it and replaced it with Nourish. Yes, another Nourish build. Nourish is very good. What it does is increases you and your allies' damage and giving them viral. Not only that, it gives you energy multiplier for you and your allies. So when you get energy for any type of source, like picking up energy or having energy regeneration, you'll get even more energy. One thing you should know is Nourish does work with her passive, so when you get energy over time, you're gonna get energy over time quicker with Nourish on because it multiplies it. For her third ability, her third ability is one of the most powerful abilities in the game. There's only one very good buff on it. The others are kind of weak, in my opinion. So the buff I'm going to be talking about is invisibility. Is you press your third ability, you crouch a couple of times and you're invisible. If allies are near your third ability, they crouch, they're also going to be invisible. So you have a infinite invisibility all the time that you can reset and your allies can reset, and it's very, very, very powerful. For the other buffs, it's kind of disappointing in my opinion. For weapons, he gives it like a little bit of multi-shot. He gives a little bit of armor. That isn't good because you're invisible. You don't need armor if you're invisible. Nobody's gonna shoot you. And also gives melee swing speed, and it's kind of... It's not speed, it's more like giving melee damage or something. I can't remember exactly. I think it says here timed melee swing gives forte damage buff, so I think it's a very minor damage buff on melee. Overall, it's kind of useless. I think the math behind the armor, the multi-shot, and the damage, it's kind of bad in my opinion. But when it comes to power, it's very powerful just because it gives everybody in you invisibility. For her ultimate ability, it's very straightforward. You press it, you toss something on the floor. If everybody is on that AoE of your fourth ability, they're going to get, and you also going to get a damage multiplier. And you can see at the very bottom it says 0.25 to up to 2. 0.49 up to 4x. What that means is you have to have your other abilities active while your fourth ability is active to get the maximum damage possible from her fourth ability. And not only that, what it also does, if your first ability is active and you press your fourth ability, it will double the damage, double the range of your first ability, making it even more powerful. So yeah, it's just... she's a stationary buffer with an infinitely scaling turret. She's invisible, she makes allies invisible. She gives allies damage, she gives her damage, and yeah, it's very, very powerful. So yeah, that's pretty much all. Time for me to show you in game. I'm going to skip the first ability. I'm going to first show you the other three. So we're going to pause and spawn level 195 Corrupted Heavy Gunner Steel Path version. We're going to activate Nourish. We're going to press the third ability, and you can see that our energy regeneration is pretty slow, but still helps. So it's much quicker with Nourish on. We activate our third ability. If you now crouch rapidly, give yourself Cropper Tunnel. You're gonna go invisible. If allies are near it, they do exactly the same. They're also gonna go invisible, and you just shoot. Not only that, if you get some more energy and press your fourth ability, you have these like circles and spikes and boxes coming out of the ground, which means your fourth ability is there. If you stand on it, you're gonna get where is it? This buff here, the amp buff, which increases my damage by 48. I need to get some energy to increase the multiplier to be at max. So there you go. Now it's 218. So it needs to be even higher. There you go. Now it's 354. So it's pretty much there at max. Nocturne is the invisibility. If you continuously crouching, you're going to reset it, as you can see there. Now it's yet again 40 seconds. So yeah, it's just going to be you pressing your fourth ability, your third ability, going invisible, press your second ability, which is Nourish, to buff the hell out of yourself, becoming pretty much immortal, and you're giving yourself a lot of gun damage, and you just shoot enemies, and that's pretty much all. Now I'm gonna talk about her first ability. You toss it, you create this ball that creates these boxes like rhythm coming out of it. It doesn't do anything. You can see that the range of it is massive. This is the entire range of it. With your ultimate on, it'll make it even bigger. And if I now make the enemies move again, they're going to shoot it, and as you can see there, the numbers, they're constantly multiplying the damage, and they start taking 2000 every shot. And another problem with this ability, it's how powerful it is they just stop shooting you and start shooting the first ability. So they're forced to shoot it. As you can see, this guy here, he went over there and now he's coming back to shoot it. Oh, our first ability is now over. I'm gonna respawn it. Yeah, so they're pretty much killing themselves. Oh, died. No, it's fine. So yeah, that's pretty much all for me to show. That's Octavia. She's one of the most busted supports in this entire game. She's very good at defensive maps. Very powerful buffer. Invisibility and all. So that's pretty much all. I hope you enjoyed the build. I hope you subscribe for more. Follow me on Twitch. I do stream. And thank you everybody for watching. Goodbye.